Hey everyone, welcome back to Motor Authority, your trusted source for deep dives into defense technology and strategic weapons platforms from around the world. Today, we're shifting our attention to a missile that's been at the center of quiet evolution in Iran's military arsenal, the Yali cruise missile, and we're taking a look at how it stands in 2026, both in terms of capability and regional significance. Now, if you've been following Iranian military developments for the last decade, you probably remember that the Yali was first unveiled publicly around 2014 during a defense exhibition. But what we're seeing in 2026 is a far more refined, strategically poised version of that missile, not just a symbol of Iran's military-industrial resilience, but a message to its adversaries in the region and beyond. Let's start with the basics. The Yali is an air-launched cruise missile, originally reported to be deployable from the Sukhoi Su-24, one of Iran's few operational long-range strike aircraft. It's subsonic, meaning it doesn't break the sound barrier, but don't let that fool you. What it lacks in speed, it makes up for in stealth, precision, and adaptability. The original variant was believed to have a range of about 700 kilometers. That alone placed key targets in Israel, the Persian Gulf, and even parts of North Africa within striking distance, especially if launched from an aircraft operating over Iranian airspace or the Persian Gulf. But in 2026, that numbers increased. Updated sources from regional analysts and leaked reports suggest the latest generation of the Yali now pushes the 1,000 kilometer mark, if not slightly more. That's a serious upgrade, and it reflects broader trends in Iranian missile development: more range, more flexibility, and increasingly sophisticated guidance. Now here's where things get particularly interesting: guidance. In earlier versions, the Yali was believed to rely on a mix of inertial navigation and possibly GPS or GLONASS correction. In 2026, the new reports suggest terrain contour matching, possibly combined with improved satellite navigation and onboard AI correction algorithms. In practical terms, that means the missile can fly low, hugging the ground or sea surface, evading radar, and then correct its trajectory mid-flight with increasing precision. This is especially dangerous for anti-missile defense systems in the Gulf and Levant, which were already struggling to keep up with Iran's loitering munitions and ballistic missile saturation tactics. But there's another layer here. Iran has been refining its modular payloads. The Yali, in its 2026 iteration, is believed to carry high-explosive conventional warheads, but analysts also speculate about electronic warfare payloads, potentially even EMP micro-devices for disabling radar outposts. There's no confirmation on that front. Of course, Iran keeps a tight lid on those kinds of details, but the possibility is enough to keep regional militaries up at night. Something else worth discussing is launch platform flexibility. While originally air-launched, there's chatter among experts that Iran has developed a land-based launch variant of the Yali. In fact, some even speculate that a naval version may exist or is in development. That would put the missile in line with global trends, turning cruise missiles into multi-platform, multi-role weapons. If Iran is truly able to launch the Yali from both aircraft and mobile ground systems, that adds layers of unpredictability to their deterrence strategy. Now, let's talk production. Back in the 2010s and early 2020s, sanctions were a major bottleneck for Iran's access to missile-grade materials, precision components, and guidance systems. But like many countries under embargo, Iran adapted, heavily investing in reverse engineering, underground manufacturing, and even black market acquisitions through allied proxy networks. In 2026, the results are showing. Iranian military officials recently claimed full domestic production capabilities for all core missile components, including turbofan engines, which were previously considered a significant weak point. And speaking of engines, the Yali runs on a miniature turbofan, most likely an Iranian variant based on the French micro-turbo TRI-60 series or the Ukrainian R-95-300. In 2026, they've likely optimized the fuel efficiency and noise suppression on these platforms. For subsonic cruise missiles, stealth isn't just about radar cross-section, it's also about keeping acoustic signatures low, especially when flying at low altitudes. Now if you're asking, why does this matter? The answer lies in how the Yali fits into Iran's broader military doctrine. Iran doesn't try to match the US or Israel missile for missile in terms of quantity or advanced systems. Instead, it follows a doctrine of asymmetric warfare. That means building cost-effective, survivable, and scalable weapons systems that can pierce or overwhelm modern defense shields. And the Yali is a perfect example of that. It's cheap to produce, hard to intercept, and accurate enough to be strategically disruptive. Let's not forget the psychological and political implications. Just having the Yali in Iran's arsenal changes the calculus for military planners in Riyadh, Tel Aviv, and even NATO headquarters. It means that in the event of a strike on Iran's nuclear or military infrastructure, Tehran has the capability to launch precision retaliation, targeting air bases, oil facilities, and command centers across the region. It's not just about warfighting, it's about deterrence, and in that role, the Yali is very effective. Now, one concern that often comes up is how effective the missile is against modern missile defense systems like Israel's Iron Dome or the US Patriot batteries. And the answer, honestly, is mixed. High-end systems like David's Sling or Aegis Ashore might be able to intercept a Yali, especially if detected early. But in a mass attack where the Yali is combined with decoys, drones, and ballistic missiles, the odds of a few slipping through are quite high. And for systems like Patriot, which are expensive to operate and limited in number, it's a real dilemma. We're also keeping an eye on how Iran might export or proliferate this technology. Countries like Syria, Hezbollah in Lebanon, and possibly the Houthis in Yemen have received Iranian missile tech in the past. A smaller, ground-launched variant of the Yali could easily be smuggled and used in regional proxy conflicts. That's a big red flag for both military and intelligence agencies worldwide. To wrap this up, the Yali missile in 2026 is not some outdated piece of tech from the early 2010s. It's been refined, upgraded, and adapted to fit Iran's modern defense needs. It represents Iran's increasing sophistication in precision strike capability and plays a key role in their regional deterrence and power projection. As always, we'll be watching this closely. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes in Iran's missile development than most people realize, and we'll be here to break it down for you. Thanks for watching Motor Authority. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our deep dive content on the latest in military tech, strategy, and defense innovation. Until next time, stay informed and stay sharp.